Hello and welcome, coin lovers. A coin that looks ordinary but holds surprises. Did you know that the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, which millions of people once ignored as just pocket change, could actually have a hidden story that makes it more valuable than you think? At first glance, this coin doesn't look rare. It looks simple, small, and often mistaken for a quarter. But behind this coin lies a tale of American history, women's rights, minting mistakes, and collector's obsession. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will learn why this coin matters and why you should check every single one that passes through your hands. History: the birth of a new dollar coin. The year was 1979, and America was ready to introduce a new kind of $1 coin. The earlier Eisenhower Dollar, issued in the 1970s, was large and heavy, and many people found it impractical for everyday use. To solve this, the U.S. Mint decided to design a smaller coin that could replace the bulky dollar and hopefully encourage people to use coins instead of paper bills. But there was something even more historic about this decision. For the very first time, a real woman who had changed American history was about to appear on circulating currency. That woman was Susan B. Anthony. Susan B. Anthony, the woman behind the coin. Susan B. Anthony was a fearless leader in the women's suffrage movement. She spent her life fighting for equal rights, for justice, and for women to have the right to vote. By honoring her on the dollar coin, the U.S. Mint wasn't just introducing new money, it was making a statement. This was more than currency, it was a tribute to the struggle for equality. Every time people used the coin, they were reminded of her legacy and the progress she fought so hard to achieve. Design: Frank Gasparo's vision. The coin's designer, Frank Gasparo, was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. On the obverse, he placed a strong, confident portrait of Susan B. Anthony facing right, surrounded by 13 stars to represent the original colonies. The inscriptions include Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1979. Beneath the date, the D Mint mark shows that the coin was struck in Denver. On the reverse, Gasparo kept the Apollo 11 mission insignia, an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch in its claws, a powerful symbol of peace, strength, and America's achievement in space exploration. Mint mark: the D from Denver. The Denver Mint produced over 288 million examples of the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar. With such a high mintage, you might think there is nothing special about it. But here's the twist. While most of them are common, a small number of coins survived in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, and those are the ones collectors fight for today. Plus, even common coins can become treasures if they contain unusual mint errors. Metal composition and technical details. The coin is made of a copper core with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the silvery color. It weighs 8.1 grams and has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters. At first, people expected this smaller size would make the coin more popular. But instead, it caused one of the biggest problems: its resemblance to the quarter. Both were almost the same size and color, and this confusion would become one of the reasons the Susan B. Anthony dollar never caught on in daily life. Circulation: a coin the public rejected. When the coin was released, Americans were not impressed. Most people preferred the paper $1 bill, which was lighter and easier to handle. Those who did use the coin often confused it with a quarter, leading to frustration at cash registers and vending machines. The government had hoped this coin would replace paper dollars, but the reality was disappointing. Billions were minted across all years of the series, but they ended up sitting in vaults because people simply didn't want them. Error varieties: the hidden treasures. Although the Denver Mint did not produce the famous wide-rim variety like Philadelphia did, there are still some rare errors that make the 1979 D coin special. Collectors have reported coins with clipped planches, off-center strikes, double die obverses, and dramatic die cracks. Each error tells its own story of minting machinery gone wrong. A coin that looks unusual, whether it's missing part of the rim or shows doubling on the letters, can fetch far more than face value. Collector demand: why people still chase these coins. Most circulated 1979 D coins are only worth $1, but collectors value condition above all else. A coin with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no scratches can be worth $10, $20, or even $50. But the true gems are those graded by professional companies like PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher. These coins are so rare that collectors bid aggressively to secure them, often paying hundreds of dollars for a single coin. Auction records: when common becomes uncommon. At major auctions, high-grade examples of the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar have shocked collectors. In one case, an MS-67 coin with beautiful toning sold for nearly $500. Considering the face value is only $1, that's an incredible profit. These sales prove that even modern coins, if preserved perfectly, can achieve high values in the numismatic market. Collecting strategies: how to approach this coin. Some collectors aim to build complete sets of Susan B. Anthony dollars, including all mint marks and years. Others focus only on the Denver coins to compare conditions. A popular strategy is roll searching, getting bank rolls of dollar coins and examining each one carefully for hidden gems. While most will be ordinary, the excitement comes from the possibility of finding a high-grade or error example. Investment potential: a coin with a future. Though the Susan B. Anthony dollar series was short-lived and unpopular in circulation, it has long-term value because of its history. Coins in top condition will only become scarcer over time, which means their value may steadily rise. For collectors who buy now and hold, these coins could become strong investments in the future, especially rare mint errors and high-grade certified examples. Cultural importance: more than just money. Even though people didn't use the coin much, its cultural importance cannot be ignored. It was the first U.S. circulating coin to honor a woman who was a real historical figure. This opened the door for later coins like the Sacagawea dollar and the American Women Quarters series. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was a milestone in American coinage, and the 1979 D issue was the very beginning of that story. What to look for in your pocket change. If you come across a 1979 D $1 coin, don't dismiss it. First, check if it is uncirculated, meaning no wear, scratches, or dullness. Next, look for errors, off-center designs, missing edges, or doubled lettering. Even a small mistake could turn an ordinary dollar into a collectible worth several times more. And if you think it's special, consider getting it graded, because professional certification adds huge value in the collector's market. Why this coin still matters today. The Susan B. Anthony dollar represents progress, struggle, and history. The 1979 D coin reminds us of a time when America tried to modernize its money and, at the same time, honored the legacy of a woman who changed the nation. For collectors, it proves that even the most common coins can carry extraordinary stories. Public perception and everyday use. When the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar entered circulation, people expected it to replace the paper dollar. But in reality, most Americans were hesitant to use it. Cashiers often confused it with quarters, leading to frustration for both businesses and customers. Over time, banks started receiving these coins back in bulk, and many ended up sitting in vaults unused. This lack of acceptance is one reason why finding shiny, untouched examples today is still possible, because many never circulated at all. Impact on U.S. coinage policy. The failure of the Susan B. Anthony dollar taught the U.S. Mint an important lesson. Smaller coins that look too much like existing denominations are not practical. This experience influenced the design of later dollar coins, such as the Sacagawea golden dollar introduced in 2000, which had a distinctive color and smooth edges. Without the 1979 D coin's mixed reception, the Mint might not have made these design changes that shaped modern U.S. coinage. Notable auction highlights. While the majority of 1979 D dollars are common, certain specimens have shocked collectors with their selling prices. For example, an MS-67 coin with stunning luster once sold for nearly $1,500 because it was one of the finest known. Another coin featuring a dramatic off-center strike sold for over $800 at a specialized auction. These records prove that condition and error rarity are what drive serious collector demand. Collecting beyond face value. Many people assume Susan B. Anthony dollars are boring or worthless, but seasoned collectors know better. Building a complete set with all years, mint marks, and varieties offers both challenge and reward. For those who love history, each coin tells the story of America's attempt to modernize its currency. For new collectors, the affordability of most coins makes this series a great entry point into numismatics. Educational and historical value. Apart from financial worth, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar has immense educational value. Teachers and parents often use it to explain not just coin collecting, but also the women's suffrage movement and America's space exploration legacy. This dual symbolism makes the coin more than just metal. It is a teaching tool that connects generations with the nation's past. Why you should check your change. Finally, never underestimate the coins in your pocket. Thousands of collectors today began simply by checking their spare change. A 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar in excellent condition, or one carrying a rare error, could be hiding in plain sight. With careful eyes and curiosity, you might turn an ordinary day into an extraordinary discovery, all because of a coin most people overlook. Thank you for watching, coin lovers. If you enjoyed this full guide on the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Royal Coin Value, and share it with your friends. Comment below if you've ever found one of these coins in your change. Who knows, your next coin could be worth a fortune.